My name is Victoria Winters. The cliffs that lead from Collinwood to the sea have stood for centuries. The sound of the sea is a primeval whisper, tempting us to think the world will never change. But we cannot forget that the real world is a changing world, full of knowledge and love and loss.
Vicky, when you have a chance, will you come to the study? Vicky? Vicky, what is it?
I never thought it would happen.
What?
I said I'd never stop hoping.
Vicky, what's happened?
Joe just called.
About what?
Maggie. They found her.
Where? When?
She's dead.
The part of Burke Devlin will be played by Anthony George.
Sip it slowly, it's hot.
Thank you.
I can't tell you how sorry I am.
Maggie was my first friend when I came to Collinsport. She was in the coffee shop the night that I got off the train. She was so warm and friendly. I wish there was going to be some funeral. This way, it's like I never said goodbye to her.
There isn't going to be a funeral.
No. Joe said that Mr. Evans feels that too many people would come to it out of curiosity because of all the mysteries surrounding her disappearance and her death.
Well, in a way, I can sort of understand that.
I guess I can, too. Still, she was my friend.
Is there anything I can do?
Oh, when you came in, I think you said something about wanting to talk to me in the study.
Never mind that now. It hardly seems important.
No, please. I don't want to just stay in here and think about Maggie. What is it?
Well, I had something I wanted to ask you.
What?
Well, it's, I want you to feel free to say no. You can refuse if you want to.
Refuse what?
Well, it's sort of a favor.
Well, then the answer is yes.
You better wait till I've asked it. I'm going to have a legal witness to my marriage.
I see. But wouldn't Roger be the logical choice for it?
I don't have the courage to ask him.
But Mrs. Stoddard...
I know I said you could refuse if you wanted to. Vicky, please don't.
I wasn't going to be there.
Not be there?
I didn't think I'd better.
What do you mean?
Isn't there a moment just before the actual marriage when the minister asks everyone if they know of any reason why the two people shouldn't be married?
Vicky, you wouldn't say anything. You promised you'd never tell what I told you.
I know that. But how am I going to feel standing there and watching you marry that man and knowing that he's forcing you to do it?
Vicky, I've been over this again and again. You know that. This is the only answer. The only way.
You're doing it so Carolyn won't know.
Carolyn mustn't know. She mustn't.
But she might understand, perhaps not at first, but later.
Vicky, I murdered her father. If I told her that...
I don't know what the circumstances were. But I know you, and I'm sure that there must have been something more to it than just a simple act.
Yes, there was. But that's another thing I can't tell her.
What's that?
The kind of man her father was. I tried to once, and you saw what happened. The way she turned on me. No, I just couldn't.
If Carolyn is going to hate you, isn't it better that she hates you for the truth than for a lie?
Not if the lie is easier.
And marrying Jason McGuire is easier?
I'm afraid it is.
Isn't there anything that I can say to make you change your mind?
I can't let anything change my mind. And if your conscience won't allow you to be legally involved, I'll understand.
Well, do you have to know right away?
No, but there isn't much time left, is there?
No, there isn't. I'll try and let you know sometime today.
Thank you.
For what?
For not saying no right away.
Carolyn, are you going out?
No, I'm just getting ready for 3 o'clock tea. Except I see I'm a little bit late.
Could I talk to you for a minute?
Why is it every time I'm on my way out the front door, somebody wants to talk to me? I know what you're going to say.
I don't think you do.
And the answer is yes. I am going to meet Buzz. And any other incredulous questions will all get the same answer. Yes, I'm madly in love with him. And yes, of course, I'm going to marry him. Now may I go?
Carolyn, Maggie Evans is dead.
Oh, no. How did it happen?
When Mr. Evans found her, she was alive, but she died in the hospital.
When?
Last night, Joe just called.
Joe. Poor Maggie. Do they know what happened?
Apparently not. But I didn't want to ask Joe too many questions.
He was pretty shook up, huh?
I guess so. But you know Joe. He doesn't always let you know how deeply he's feeling. Well, I thought you'd probably want to know.
Vicky. You and Maggie were really good friends, weren't you?
Yes.
I'm sorry this happened. I really am.
Thank you.
And I must admit I don't feel very much like going out.
Then don't.
I told Buzz I'd meet him.
Tell him you changed your mind.
But I haven't. Really?
Can't you call it off just for tonight?
I don't want to. After all, the wedding's only a few days off.
And you've got to hurt your mother as much as possible.
What does this have to do with my mother? I'm talking about my wedding, not hers. I don't think it would be fair not to spend some time with my future husband.
Oh, come on.
You just don't know what love is like, Vicky, that's all.
Stop it.
I'm sorry, Vicky. The last thing we should be doing today is arguing.
I wouldn't mind arguing if I thought it was going to do some good.
Well, it won't. So let's just skip it.
Carolyn, you just don't know what you're doing. If you did.
But I do.
No, you don't.
Thanks for giving me the excuse of ignorance, Vicky. But I don't want it. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I'm doing it deliberately.
Maybe you do know what you're doing. But you don't know what your mother's doing.
She's marrying Jason McGuire.
And you think that's all there is to it?
Isn't it enough?
I thought you used to think that he had some hold over her.
That was before my mother opened the room in the basement.
And that's all it took to convince you that he wasn't having any hold over her?
Vicky, do you know something I should know? Do you?
No. No, I don't. I just know that you shouldn't be doing this to your mother.
Why? Because it's just possible that Jason is forcing her to marry him after all?
Maybe.
Well, if that's the case, then I know I'd be doing exactly what I am doing.
I don't understand.
If my mother hasn't got the courage to stand up to Jason McGuire, if she's giving in to him and forgetting all about my father...
Your mother has a lot more courage than you and I could ever hope to have. And as for forgetting about your father...
Vicky.
I'm sorry.
I just don't see how you can stand up for her when we both know what she's doing.
I can't help it.
Vicky, do you know something I don't?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Then don't talk to me about my mother's so-called courage. She's selling out to Jason McGuire. She's selling herself out, and she's selling out my father. And if you think I'm a sellout too, let's just say it runs in the family.
The ocean's quieting down.
Look, there's a freighter out there. I wonder where it's going.
You want to sit down?
I wonder how far we've walked.
Oh, I don't know. 3 miles, maybe 4.
Maybe we should start back.
Oh, no, we've got time. Let's sit here a minute.
The tide's coming in.
Yeah.
Look at our footprints. They're being washed away. Pretty soon, no one will even be able to tell we've come this way. The beach will be as smooth as though we'd never been here. As though we'd never existed.
You don't have to talk about Maggie if you don't want to.
What's there to talk about? She's gone, Burke. We loved her, and we'll try not to forget her.
I wonder if Woodard will find out exactly what it was.
Doesn't seem to matter anymore.
I think it does.
Why? She's dead.
But the man who's probably responsible is still around, don't forget. In some way, it might lead to him.
Somehow that doesn't seem to matter anymore either.
How can you say that?
Maggie's gone. Who killed her and why and where? Well, those things don't matter.
But if he's the same madman who's been terrorizing the town...
You're right. He should be caught. And I hope he is. But I just don't care. I know that I should. But I just don't.
Well, I hope they find him all right. And I hope he gets what he deserves, if that's possible.
But if he's mad, maybe he couldn't help it. We all do things, terrible things that we can't help, even if we're not mad.
Vicky, somebody murdered Maggie very cruelly, very brutally. Compassion is one thing, but we can't just turn the world over to madmen and killers. We've got to take some kind of a stand.
Well, what if you can't take a stand?
But why can't we? If they find the man who killed Maggie, what are you going to do? Just turn him loose?
No, of course not.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Burke, don't pay any attention to anything I say.
You've got something else on your mind, haven't you?
Can't we just sit here?
Sure. Sure, if you want to. Liz is really going to marry Jason, isn't she?
Yes, in a few days.
And there's no way to stop her, is there?
No.
And there's no way to stop Carolyn either, is there?
Doesn't look like it.
You've really got the whole world coming down around your ears, haven't you?
I'm all right.
Ship's disappeared. There's nothing between here and the horizon.
I wish it could always be that way. Quiet, empty.
You'd get sick of it after a while.
I guess so.
It's getting dark out there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should start to turn back.
No, can't we stay here just a little bit longer?
It might start to get dark.
Maybe that's the way it should always be. Quiet. And peaceful. And dark.
First you say you want to make the scene, then you say you don't.
Can't I come home if I want to?
Anytime you want. But we had plans.
Hi, Mother. Buzz and I have decided to spend a quiet evening at home. Well, sort of quiet, anyway.
But I got plans. I don't want to spend time in this mausoleum.
If you two are going to be in the drawing room, I'll go into the study.
You can't make plans for a drawing room. Now, come on, let's go. How about it? They're waiting for us.
You can go ahead if you want to.
I made these plans for you.
So save them.
Plans like these don't keep.
If you'll excuse me,
Don't go, Mother. We're just having a little family disagreement.
I'll go into the study. Oh, Vicky, I'm going to the study. When you have a chance, will you come in?
I'll come with you right now. Okay, forget the freeze. Buzz is just leaving.
I am.
You have plans, remember?
But they include you.
Well, include me tomorrow. Tonight I don't feel like getting myself included.
Maybe tomorrow there won't be any plans.
I'll take my chances.
You always pull a cop out like this.
No. I'll see you tomorrow. At the same place. Be there, huh?
Like you said, you take your chances.
I'm a little tired tonight for a change. The girl's got it right.
Carolyn. Carolyn, I'm glad that you decided to stay home tonight.
Well, don't let it give you any ideas. Either of you. I still haven't changed my mind about Buzz, and I'm not about to.
If you say so.
Okay. I saw Joe.
You talked to Joe.
No, I didn't talk to him. But I saw him. You know, just sort of walking down the road. We went past him on the motorcycle. He didn't even look up. It just sort of made me not feel like tearing around tonight, that's all.
Well, I'm glad to know you have some feelings left.
I'm sorry, Mother, for a change. I don't even feel like arguing.
Carolyn. I'm sorry, too. I shouldn't have said that.
It doesn't matter. I'm sure the truce is temporary.
Mrs. Stoddard, I'm sure that you can tell her the truth. I know it. She is capable of understanding.
She's so changed. She really did feel sorry for Joe on account of Maggie, didn't she?
Tell her now.
Now?
She'd listen to you now.
Listen to me?
Doesn't this prove that she's capable of sympathy and understanding?
But what I have to tell her is so different.
But she wouldn't try to hurt you once you'd started to tell her.
Maybe I could tell her.
Yes, do it.
Tomorrow.
No, now.
I can't.
This may be your last chance. She could leave at any time.
Leave?
She said that she might.
Oh, she wouldn't.
She wouldn't if you told her the truth.
I can't.
You want to tell her. You know you do.
No, I've told you I can't tell her. Now, please, stop.
All right.
Tomorrow I'll ask Roger if he'll agree to be my legal witness. I can see that you prefer not to be.
You don't have to ask Roger.
But you don't want to do it. I know you don't. And I can't say that I blame you. On top of everything else, I'm a coward.
No. In your own way, you're a very brave woman. And no matter what, I'd consider it an honor to stand beside you.
Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.